there, friendlies. I'm having a little black tea as a palate cleanser. A little earlier today, I did a review of the Lagavulin Our Barley. And now, excuse me, I am doing this, the Lagavulin Offerman Edition 11. This is the Charred Oak cask. Don't know much about it. I had bought this and the 8 within spitting distance of each other on a calendar. I asked on, I believe, TikTok which I should do first. Overwhelmingly, people said the 11. So that's what I'm doing. As often we do, I will open it and then we will make chatty. I almost dropped it there. That would have been embarrassing and expensive. Wetterling's Buddy Hatchet, no longer made, unfortunately. Maybe it's a collector's edition. Jesse doesn't care about collector's editions. He does not collect. Come on, fool. There we go. You know, I could have just taken the little thing, but I feel that I've created a motif that I have to respect here. Don't hate it because it's beautiful. That was a nice pop, you guys. I like it. I may be doing a little jump cutting because I have the ahems and I don't want to be going all over our video, okay? All right, so what do I know about this? Nothing. I believe the Charred Oak is the 3rd edition of the Offerman editions. I think, like, I don't remember what the other ones were, but I have heard that this is the 3rd edition. So Nick Offerman's, he's a big whiskey guy. They worked that into Parks and Rec episode or something, and it sparked a beautiful partnership. That's all I know. I don't watch Parks and Rec. Shouldn't I maybe get my phone off screen? I'm such a pro, you guys. And so this is a Lagavulin with sort of his input. I don't know what to expect. I don't buy Lagavulin. I commented on a VPub that I was never buying the Lagavulin 16 again, and Roy asked, if you're so pissed off at the Lagavulin 16, why'd you buy 2 other Lagavulins? And on paper, these both look like a better buy, because the 16 has crept up to like $165 in Quebec. All right. At that point, I'm expecting non-chill filtered, no coloring. I'm expecting a higher, ABV. I'm not expecting Diageo to just be reaching right into my pocket. All right. Both of these are way under that. This one I bought in Ontario because there's no way I could find it here. This one I came across at an SAQ and I was like, what? Yoink. But they're way closer to like the $100 mark, both of them. So that's why I bought 2 Lagavulins. Now, I know what Lagavulin tastes like. Lagavulin 16 was my gateway whiskey. It was all I drank for a few years. Then I branched out into Bowmore, the 12, the 15. You know, I was a peat head for a long, long time. So I know what to expect when I see Lagavulin on the box. I want to see if this is sort of the same but slightly younger, or if there are some like noticeable differences. So checklist, all right? Let's do the checklist. Are you guys hearing this? Man, my family is not quiet. So what do we got here? We have a single malt Scotch whiskey. We have an age statement. It's 11 years old, which is great. We have an ABV of 46%, which is above the 45, so that's a point. Caramel coloring, chill filtering, I have no idea. Well, the thing is, I'm old now, and the writing is way too small for me to actually read anything. But I don't see unchill filtered or non, or natural color anywhere on this. I have seen a lot of marketing piffle, so I'm not giving it the marks for that. So that's 3 on 5. As far as the design goes, I think it's really cool. Right? Obviously, there's this sort of flame and there's charred wood up here. They're playing on the Charred Oak cask name. I think it's beautiful. I've always liked the Lagavulin look. Always have. I've always found, like, this is an old school, like, the Lagavulin look makes me think of, you know, sitting next to a fireplace in a comfortable den, maybe, you know, leather-bound books. Maybe I've got a blanket over my lap or something. Like, real old school, you know, comfort. And this bottle has the same. It's got a picture of Nick there. It's got a picture of him fishing with a campfire there. I mean, it's okay. It's all right. Because I love the Lagavulin look and I love what they did with the bottle, I'm gonna call this an 80 because they didn't abandon the Lagavulin look. So let's take a look at it. I don't know if that's caramel colored. I don't know if it's chill filtered. Not much in the way of tears, so I'm expecting at least a mildly oily mouthfeel. Should be good in the mouth. Shall we go to the nose? We should go to the nose. Very recognizably Lagavulin, but it seems a little lighter. Like it's lighter on the Inferno and heavier on the light gardeny notes. Like there's something almost floral happening. I'm gonna go right in. It's only 46%. Yeah, the iodine is present though. But there's some interesting stuff happening there. I was expecting like a grilled steak, and I'm more getting lemon orchard, maybe pears or apples as well. But like the growing fruit, not the cut fruit. I'm not getting sort of the inside of the apple. I'm getting like, you know, there's a bowl of fruit that's absolutely fresh. Lemons, pears, apples, maybe some berries. And there's a campfire burned down low right here. It's airy. There's a little herbaceousness. Very interesting. That iodine note is going to take it down a notch, but I'm enjoying this. I'm going to give it an 79 on the nose. It would have been an 80, 81, but that iodine note is making me a little worried. Shall we taste it? Go to the palate. What is happening? Oh, it's light and fresh. The peat's there, but it's laying the backdrop for these fruity notes. There's a sweetness there. There's a wateriness, but not. I don't mean it's watered down. I mean, suddenly I'm sitting next to a stream with all that other stuff I was talking about. The smokiness is definitely, it's a set dressing. It's a background painting. It's a matte painting. It's for everything else to dance in front of. This is cool. And it's not as heavy as the 16 on the tongue though. It's much airier, it's much lighter, but I don't mean it's weak. I mean, it scintillates a little bit. It dances around. It turns into vapors in the mouth. If you breathe too much, it'll poof, but it's still present. I don't know how to describe that. Second taste, some spice comes in. Very recognizable. That stuff I keep talking about when I'm talking about scotch. The espresso, the spice. These spices are peppery, very peppery. Maybe a cinnamon note, but something baking spice, but I'm not entirely sure what. The fact that it's only 11 years old rather than 16, I mean, it sounds like a small difference, but it's a half decade's difference. So the oak is definitely sitting further back. I mean, there's the vanilla and the, you know, all that stuff. But I think the charring is bringing the sort of a burnt wood element to it, obviously. That's sort of more of a campfire note than a peat smoke note. Lemony still. I would call the finish about a medium. It definitely trails off. There's the citrus element and the spice and the charred note. And that's about it on the finish, but it's still there. As someone who is so jaded about Diageo and about Lagavulin, for taste, I have to give this like an 84. No, 85. I'm giving it a straight 85. I'm very, very impressed. The nose did not set me up for this. So let's kill it. I don't even know if you guys find the water element useful, but I believe you probably do. I just don't enjoy doing it. Okay, on the nose, sort of the fruit has dropped a little bit. The oak and the burnt oak, the spice has come up. Oh, more hollowed out in the middle, but brighter now. A little more sparkly. Man, this bottle is doing nothing that I was expecting it to, and I find that enchanting. Absolutely enchanting. But after the water, I don't necessarily like it better. It doesn't ruin it. I don't necessarily like it better. I don't think I would water it down on the regular. Yeah. Let's talk about value. Okay. I make no bones about the fact that I am jaded as hell about Lagavulin, about everything Diageo does. I think what's happening on the price for the 16, they're charging what I like to call fast lane prices for a middle of the road whiskey. Yes, it's delectable, but it's nowhere near $165 delectable. I have expectations at that price range that the 16 does not bring. I do not know about caramel coloring or chill filtering on this bottle. Okay, so I don't know. Because there's nothing written here, I have to assume that it is chill filtered and caramel colored. That to me hits on the value. This was somewhere in the $120 range in Ontario. I enjoyed it so much though. For the price, I think this is way better than the 16, okay? But it's not a cheap whiskey. I think the value on this is 85. So that's all she wrote. Thanks for hanging out with me for this little review. I'm very glad I bought this bottle. As I always say, if you like what I'm doing, please do the following 3 things. 1, comment down below. What are your thoughts on this versus the 16? And what do you think I'm going to get with the 8? With all that happening just now here. Number 2, please share this video. That helps me more than you could possibly imagine. And number 3, leave me a smiley thumb. If you don't like what I'm doing, that's all right. Leave me a frowny thumb. Thanks for watching, guys.